On this episode of the Kickstart My Franchise podcast, we are going to go behind the scenes of one of the Southeast's fastest growing franchises, Baby Otter Swim School. Let's go. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Kickstart My Franchise podcast. I'm your host, Tim Michaels. Here at Kickstart My Franchise, we are setting out to revolutionize the franchise buying experience, get 100% free expert advice, and up to $10,000 cash back at closing. Today, I'm joined by a very exciting guest. She is the co-founder and president of Baby Otter Swim School. Please welcome Mindy York.
Thank you so much. It's great to be with you.
It's great to have you on the show. Our listeners are really excited to learn more about what Baby Otter Swim School has to offer. Okay. I see you have a guest with you today.
I do. This is Ollie the Otter. He is very important to the kids. He's always there when they're learning how to swim. He's on all of our logos, so he figured he would just sit this one in if that's okay with you.
That is more than all right with us. So I guess just to kick things off, in all my time here as a franchise consultant, I've seen people ask the same question sort of over and over. So I've tried to boil that down into 5 key questions that we're calling the Franchise 5.
Okay.
And so the very first question, what is it? What do you guys do at Baby Otter Swim School? Just give us an overview and lay of the land.
Awesome. So what we do is we literally save children and adults from drowning using our 5-day state certified program that was designed by my business partner, Marlene, where we can teach any child in 5 days what to do if they fall into a body of water. We go all the way up to swim team training, and we have 100% success rate with children on the spectrum. So that's what we do. We are in the life-saving business.
That's fantastic. And I think you had mentioned to me a personal story that sort of got you into this. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yes, my background was business. I was not in aquatics. And 37 years ago, I was at a community pool with my children. And I turned for 1 second to put a towel on my son. And within that matter of time, my daughter was laying on the bottom of the pool looking up at me.
Oh my gosh.
So that's why they call it the silent killer. So, thank goodness I was experienced in CPR and I was able to bring her back with a lot of help. And, she's fine today. Thank goodness. She's actually my director of operations now and has her own franchise. I have 2 grandchildren. So I had a happy ending. Not everybody does. So since then, Marlene and I have been on a mission to make sure that what happened to me never happens to anyone else. And the way we are doing that is by trying to help as many people become successful entrepreneurs. Love to mentor entrepreneurs because that's my background business. So once we can do that, we can eradicate childhood drownings.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tremendous mission. I have 3 kids, age 6, 4, and 2. So
there you go.
I definitely, have that fear right now. So I could use some Baby Otter Swim School lessons myself.
You got it. No worries.
And in terms of, just overall size and growth, I know you guys are a relatively newer concept. Can you talk to us about, when did you start franchising? How are things going?
Yeah, sure. So we started in 2022 and, we came out of the gate swimming really fast. We sold 7 and one of my franchisees bought 4 more territories. So by the end of our year 1, we have 14 territories up and running. Very, very blessed. We have amazing franchisees and they're doing amazing work.
Awesome. And I know you guys have a national spokesman who many of our listeners might have heard of before. Do you mind talking about him?
I love to talk about Andre every minute of every day. So Andre Dawson, the Hawk, all of you know him. All of you Chicago Cub guys, yay.
I'm a Fox fan, so I don't know if I might have to cut that from the video.
Okay, let me get Andre on the phone. So we taught him at age 50, and he, because we do adults as well, there's a lot of adults that want to learn how to swim. And he's been with us now for 17 years, and he's just the greatest guy, loves to hop in the water with the kids. So we had opened originally with Marriott in Chicago, and of course, until COVID hit. But, maybe one day there'll be a franchise in Chicago. That would be great.
Awesome. What is the sort of breakdown? Is it, almost all children that you guys serve, or is it like what percent actually ends up being adults? I assume it's pretty small.
That's a great question. We definitely do more children than adults, but the adult market is really getting bigger, especially we are affiliated with Marriott and Westgate here in Florida. So a lot of the adults who go to resorts and they see our signs and things like that, they go, you know what? I'm on vacation. I've always wanted to take it off my bucket list, so I'm going to learn how to swim. So the
Mhm.
market is getting bigger. We've taught a lot of police officers, police cadets who need to get through the academy and learn how to swim. A lot of them don't know how. Firefighters. So that's a big market as well.
Awesome. So what really differentiates Baby Otter Swim School? I know there are a few other swim concepts out there.
Yeah,
Can you talk to us about what the differentiators are?
sure. So what sets us apart is that we sell a traveling swim school. So there's no brick and mortar that's required, where you have to go rent space, build a pool, staff it, all of that, where your return takes years. So ours is traveling, we use other people's pool, and what we do is we bring our school to your pool. And because it's 5 days, it works very quickly. It's 30 minutes a day. We go to the home. Let's say it was you and you were putting three of your children through. The instructor would be with your child, each of your children by themselves, 30 minutes. So we would be at your home for an hour and a half. So our school is based on programs, not lessons. So whether it's our water survival program, which is turn, kick, reach, or it goes all the way up to our swim team training, all the levels in between, everything is based on 5 days. The way Marlene designed it as an educator, it's its curriculum. So whether I have a franchisee in New York or one in Fort Lauderdale, it doesn't matter. If it's day one and they're doing turn, kick, reach, everybody's doing the same thing, which is why what the success of the program is built on. So their return is, faster because they don't have the overhead that other swim schools that require
Hmm.
brick and mortar have.
Hmm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What are the typical staffing needs to get going in this business? And are those full-time employees or part-time?
So most of mine are owner operated, which is really what I love because they're in the water, right? So they're doing the work. We have a system that's so easy. Like one of my franchisees sits on the beach and schedules his lessons. I mean, he's living the dream, believe me. Um, and then he schedules it around, and goes around. He does his lessons. So it's very scalable. If that's what your question is regarding bringing on other instructors. So they the franchise fee covers one person to be trained. Every other person, there's an additional fee. But when that person is trained, they now go out, and the way corporate, which is what we run, and the franchisees do it, is they pay each instructor $150 a child for the week. So here in Florida, for example, I'm in Orlando. The price of the program is $650. So if I had Mallory out trained for me, she would be doing her own set of maybe 5 or 6 kids. So me as the franchisee or the corporate, I'd be making $500 for every lesson that she does. And then I'd be out doing my own, making the 650. So as you can see, it's very scalable. And,
Hmm.
you know, a lot of them
Yeah.
are 1099ers because they have other jobs. So they do this part time. So that's how it works. It's amazing. Caleb, the one I spoke to you, and Stacy, my Orlando franchise, have both hired instructors. So, while they're out in the pool making the 650, they're making $500 from the instructors that are doing something else for them.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a nice gross profit margin right there. So,
Yes, sir, it
so
is.
like to hear. So who would you say is your ideal franchisee candidate? We talk to all sorts of different types of people. Who have you seen that really gravitates and does well with your franchise?
I'm glad you asked that because I'm looking for people. Number one, 4 of my franchisees are teachers. So teachers they love children. They love to teach, which is why they get into the industry. I know here in my state, I can speak for my state. A lot of teachers are very disillusioned with what's going on. They're not paid well. They're not appreciated. Um, and so now they can take their teaching ability, work for themselves, and bring it to the water, teaching something different, but using their expert skills as a teacher to help children, to stop children from drowning. So they
Hmm.
are a very big market, teachers, tutors, even moms, moms that are looking for something to do, and they want to do it, let's say, while their kids are in school from 8 to 2. That's
Hmm.
typical elementary school times. So they can get 5 or 6 lessons in that hour. And then once their kids are home, they can scale it where they have another instructor who's continuing the lessons until 5 or 6 o'clock, where they're still making money.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
those are my typical ones. I want anybody that's looking for this franchise needs a minimum of 50% interest in this business, where they're going to be 50% involved. Otherwise, it just doesn't work.
Got it. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And what is the total investment required initially to get one of these off the ground?
75,000 is our initial, and that's for a territory that is not established. So a lot of our territories, like let's say for example in Florida, they've already been established by us because we've been in business. Marlene's been at this for 48 years and I've been at it for 37. So we have a name. So if they're buying an established territory, it would be a little bit more. But, that's basically how it gets started.
Awesome. And in terms of getting going on the marketing side, like I assume there's a tremendous word of mouth sort of referral business here, but how do you get that initial, sort of boost?
Great question. So what we do to support our franchisees is we don't have them go out and spend money on a website. So what we do is we put their pages and we keep adding to it on our website, which has a tremendous amount of SEO already to help them. We have someone that works for us that does SEO. My web person does SEO. So all of it helps them. We help them with social media because corporate advertises all over the state, the areas that we're in, which includes theirs. We have a social media platform where they get involved with. So we we get this up and running for them as quickly as possible. We encourage them for moms groups, very big source of information where moms are going onto these mom groups. Let's say mom groups of Winter Garden in Orlando, and, people go, I'm looking for a swim instructor. So corporate gets right on and goes, oh, let me introduce you to my franchisee. And we tag them. So we are very, very supportive in helping them. We're very good in social media. And like I said, we have an SEO specialist and a social media specialist that's working around the clock for them.
That's great. That's
Their
great. So
success is my success, right?
that's what we like to hear. What are the
Sure.
top three reasons why someone should become a Baby Otter Swim School franchisee?
If someone loves children, right, like we do, and someone loves to be in the water and outside, someone that really wants to be part of a mission, and someone that's looking to really gain some financial freedom by working for themselves and working around their schedules, that doesn't have to go into the building out of anything and is, happy where they can just go to other people's pools. Those are the kind of people that would want to become part of this franchise. And I'm going to sit there and you can call any of my franchisees, but I'm going to just put it out there. They have a very supportive team here that works with them around. They're very close to our franchisees as we are to our staff, and we're there to help them all the time. So that would be the reasons that what I would do. It's an amazing business. We all love what we do. We know that on Monday when a child starts and they're crying, and then on Friday when we see them doing the magical turn to save their own lives, it never gets old. We still cry after doing it 37 years because we know that putting little Mason in the water, that Mason's probably not going to drown because of what we did.
Is there anything else that you want to make sure our listeners know, or have we covered everything that you think is important?
We're looking forward to eradicating childhood drownings, and most importantly, to help people become successful entrepreneurs. We really have our heart in it. We're in the business for the right reasons. That's what I can tell you.
Awesome. Well, congrats on all your success so far here and all the lives impacted. It's definitely a very mission-oriented business, and we thank you for all that work.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to speak with you.